Hi, I am Amy Sadler with Amy Sadler Designs, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Isn't this Chinoiserie mesh stencil from a maker studio just beautiful? I could not wait to use it, and I figured that this was the perfect opportunity because I am doing an altered bottle challenge with some of my friends. So what I'm doing here is just looking for the right spot on the stencil to use on my glass bottle because we're going to be doing some etching today. And I can't use the full stencil on my small bottle, so I'm just going to cut out the part that fits. It's not necessarily my favorite part, but the part that fits my bottle just right. And it happened to be this pagoda, I think that's what they're called, on the right here. So I am going to cut this out with my sharp scissors as closely as possible without cutting into the mesh that you can see. So mesh stencils are really cool because they are adhesive. So when I take this off of the paper backing, it will actually stick to my glass, and I will be able to, you can use paint. Today we're going to be using glass etching cream, and it's going to be a super cool project. I am joining my friends for this challenge. So my friend Jane Belante at Jane Belante Art, Jamie and Zeb from Jamie Ray Vintage, Gina Luker at Shabby Creek Cottage, Lindy Tate from Tater Buggin, and Joni Sullivan from Weathered Wings Art. And we are all doing glass bottles in some altered way. So I've added everyone to the playlist, and I hope that you will go and check them out just to see how different everybody's project is. We didn't coordinate projects, it was just altered bottles. So we all came up with our own ideas, and this was mine because I love chinoiserie and I love etched glass. And so my plan for this glass bottle is to put my vinegar, my balsamic vinegar in this one, and then I have an oil bottle separate. And so because I make a lot of salads, and if you actually go to Amy Sadler Designs, you can get a free cheat sheet for homemade salad dressings. So this one is going to hold my balsamic vinegar that I use to make my salad dressing. So here what you see me doing is just pressing the adhesive onto the glass, and where the bottle curves, I just used the larger portion of the adhesive part to kind of fold over. And now I am just putting, this is etching cream from a Maker Studio. And I started out with this sponge brush, but I quickly decided that I didn't like how soft the tip of the sponge brush was. It wasn't getting enough product on. So I switched to this silicone brush. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's not a brush. It looks like a brush, but it's actually silicone. It is great for scraping on etching cream onto a mesh stencil. I'm telling you, it worked perfect. So what I'm doing is and also it has a sharp edge, and I am able to get right up to the edge of my mesh stencil without getting the etching cream outside of the stencil and etching it where it shouldn't be. So what I'm doing is just taking my etching cream and spreading it over the mesh. And because that's adhesive, you can get such good detail, which wait until the end of the video to see how good the detail is on this etch. So you're gonna want to use a generous amount of the etching cream. It's not quite like paint where you need to, and also because the stencil is adhesive, you don't have to worry about it running underneath or anything. So, and there what you see me doing is just patting it on. I felt like with the tip of my brush, the silicone, I was taking too much product off because I want to leave a little bit. If I'm painting with a mesh stencil, I do want to kind of scrape it thin, and I want to pull my stencil off as soon as I'm done with my paint, getting my paint on the surface. I'm going to pull the stencil off. But with etching cream, I want to get enough product on there where it can sit. It's not going to hurt my mesh stencil at all. So what I do, I get all the product on, I make sure that everything is covered with enough product, and then I am going to actually let that sit on my glass project for 15 to 20 minutes for sure. You can leave it a little longer, but I got all of this on, and then I walked away for about 25 minutes, leaving my stencil on the bottle with the etching cream. I'm just fussing a little bit. I tend to fuss more than I probably should with the product, so you can really just slap it on. Don't pay attention to how much I fuss with it. And see, even that detail up at the top with my silicone brush, I was really able to get it on there. So I've let it sit for about 25 minutes, and I have rinsed off my silicone brush, and now I am going to start just carefully peeling up. It's okay if you can see that it's pretty thick through there when I peel it off. What I'm going to do is take this immediately and run it under warm water. I'm going to rinse my stencil, so I'll get all of the etching cream out of my mesh stencil, and then I rinsed with warm water the etching cream off of my glass bottle immediately after I took the stencil off, and here is the finished product. I love how beautiful etched glass is, and I love how this project turned out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back soon.